Nope, not a car video this morning. It's a whistle-stop tour of my home office. Well, a bit grand to call it an office. It's a spare room with a desk in it, but it's my office. Anyway, yeah. At the centre of my office is this. It's my 2012 iMac. I've had it for about 4.5 years. It's been very, very reliable. Quickly touches some wood. Yeah, and I use it to store all my media. So it's got all my music on it, photos, videos, films, etc., etc., which I can then access from around the house on other devices we've got, like a laptop or an Apple TV or your phone or whatever. Yeah, it's been a really good computer. I probably will replace it in the next year or so, but I don't know what with yet because it's been so good. I use it with the Bluetooth keyboard and mouse. These are the rechargeable ones, so they're the newer models of those. I was fed up of replacing batteries or having to charge up other batteries which then didn't last very long, so yeah. Anyway, it sits on an IKEA bamboo desktop, so no frills, nothing expensive, and IKEA legs. And then on top of the desk from left to right I've got my iPod, which sits in an old iPod dock. I don't think Apple make these anymore. I think they've been discontinued, and I got one of the last ones. So, and it's is it 160 gigabyte one? So you can get like everything on it really. I've got some Harman Kardon sound sticks, which I've had now for so long that the glue has come apart on them, so they're held together with zip ties. But I'm loath to change them because the sound quality is, for £100 set of speakers with a sub, it's fantastic, to be honest. You won't get better for the money, I don't think, anyway, and they look good as well. I had these way before I had this iMac, and they still look modern today. I've then got a dock for my iPhone, which has got an Aston Martin on it, of course, a Lego Audi LMP1 car, a yellow VW Beetle, which was my first ever car, a K-Reg 1972 Volkswagen Beetle, which was made mostly of rust, but it did me for a couple of years. It was great fun, taught me how to sort of, you can't say power slide, but you could certainly drift in it. And we used to take the engine out of it quite regularly, change things around. Yeah, really, really great little car. I've got some sort of USB hub then on top of a Apple Super Drive, because the iMac itself has no optical drive, so I had to get an external one. A lucky penny, which I found somewhere. I've got my headphones, which are Sennheiser ones. The sound quality of those is exceptional. They're atop a nice headphone stand, along with a Ford GT40, of course. Goes with the Aston, doesn't it? I've then got a Canon scanner, and what every office should have, a desktop Lemmy. I love Motorhead, and I loved Lemmy. I still miss him to this day. Yeah, great band, great bloke. Not to everybody's taste, I know, but he was certainly to mine. Camera gear. My stills camera is an old Nikon D800. I will not be upgrading to anything from that unless it breaks, because it is a fantastic camera. It's 36 megapixels, and it's my yeah, it's my stills camera of choice. At the moment, it's got a Nikon 16-35 f4 landscape lens on it, which is lovely. Nice wide open images which are sharp. Next to that then is my Nikon 1J5, which is kind of like a little backup camera, and I also use that to shoot most of my videos. I've also got a GoPro which I use. That's got a 10-30 lens on it, but I've also got an adapter, which means I can mount my grown-up Nikon lenses on it as well if I want. Lens-wise, besides the 16-35, I've got a 50mm f1.4 lens, very, very sharp, very, very usable. I've got a 70-200 f4, not the f2.8, I can't justify buying that at 1700 quid. A 105 f2.8 macro lens, and then above that I got a Nikon film camera with a really, really lovely manual focus 24mm lens on it. Produces gorgeous, gorgeous images. Next to that is an old Canon, which has got a roll of black and white film in it, I think. Above that is my Tamrac Expedition camera bag. It's not that big, but it kind of holds everything that I need anyway. I don't go on expeditions anymore since my illness, so I don't really need that, to be honest, but it's still nice to have. Then I've got a load of photo books, magazines, things like that. I've got a small collection of CDs. Now I used to have, oh god, I don't know, about 500-600 CDs, but they were taking up so much space, not here but up in the loft, that I decided to thin my collection down to sort of favourite artists and more collectible sort of CDs, if you like. Moving over, got some more books, more general ones. I like reading travel biographies and things like that, so I got quite a few of those. Over here then, more books again. I got some motoring books, I got some cycling books. I used to be a competitive cyclist back in the day. My collection of Evo magazines. I got some Nat Geos. Oh, and I've got a small collection of fountain pens. I really like fountain pens for some reason. I know you get covered in ink and whatnot, but there we are. I like them. I got some old Observers books. And then I got this printer, which is a Canon Pro 10S. So it's an A3 dedicated photo printer, and the quality of the prints it produces are quite luscious. They're really, really nice. I do print a lot of my stuff off, a lot of my favourite photos that I've taken over the years. And it's nice to look back on them now, because I can't get back to most of those places now, unfortunately. I've got a nice Ferrari poster. And then my collection of DVDs. My Yamaha drum kit. I used to have an acoustic kit, but it wasn't very popular around here, so I had to get rid of that. That went, and now I have an electronic one. And last but not least is my old Peugeot racing frame from the 80s, that is. Oh my god, that's 30 odd years old now. So there it is, a whistle stop tour of my office. Hope you enjoyed.